Mr. Schack, thank you.
Thank you.
Chair recognizes Mr. Cummings.
You know, as I was sitting here listening to you all, I was saying to myself, boy, they sound real nice. I mean, it sounds like everything's rosy. And, you know, it's amazing, the people who sat here yesterday, made us, said some things that were very, I thought very damaging to what you all do every day. I'm not talking about you all individually, of course. And the thing I guess that I'm just sort of wondering about, and they made a big deal of this whole denial of claims. And I specifically asked them the question about whether they felt that things were worse or better since the Clintons tried to get through health care reform, and they said that they were far worse with regard to denial of claims. And so, Ms. Farrell, I'm going to go to you because I for one reason, because you had said something that interests me. You had talked a little bit early about claims that there was no one that only, I think, or maybe it was several of you said only doctors deny claims. Is that right? So you all are telling me that there are no other non-medical people who make decisions that a person cannot get a certain treatment paid for? Is that what you're telling me?
Just to clarify, what I said was that there are no medical decisions or no medical denials that are made by somebody who is not a physician. You can deny a claim for a non-medical reason, and that decision can be made, obviously, by a non-clinician.
And I take it that those kind of decisions are made every day, are they not, by non-medical people?
Non-medical decisions, yes, can be made by non-medical people. But if it's medical related, it is made by a physician.
And so a claim is for services. I just want to make sure our definitions are right again. Services that are already rendered. Is that right? A claim is normally for something that's already. I see you shaking your head, Mr. Bloom. Is that right?
I think that we're, as a group here, struggling with what the definition of a denial of a claim is.
Okay.
To me, a claim, when I cited what the survey said about us, a claim, there are basically three kinds of claims. And the first kind has been really enunciated here quite well. That's when you get a duplicate claim.
Okay,
that's when you've rendered service, as you said, and then you get a claim that comes in, and then another claim comes in, and you've probably paid the first one. In the denial rate, in the numbers I cited, the 5.7 that we have, and the 5.4 that we have, and the 8.7 that Medicare Part B has, in those claims, the biggest cause of that is duplicate claims. The next kind of claim is for experimental or investigational, where there wasn't any pre-authorization, which was also discussed earlier. And the last kind is where the employer has not has through the policy terms decided we are not going to cover that kind of a claim, that kind of a process, that kind of a procedure. Now, the other thing that we're struggling when you are asking questions, I believe you're also talking about coverage determination, whether people have coverage in advance of when services are covered.
Okay, I got to ask you this. Well, I understand that a person can have their treatment pre-authorized and even get a pre-authorization number, get treatment, and still the payment for that same procedure may be denied. Is that true?
In a coverage determination, there's an initial decision made about whether this procedure is covered. And that, in our company, like in the case of Ms. Farrell's company, that's done on a denial of coverage, is only for medical reasons, is only done by a licensed board certified medical director.
And so none of you all then, nobody up here has anyone who denies a person treatment. In other words, how many of you all deny folks, if any of you all have people who you give bonuses to or give financial incentive for denial of treatment? Nobody.
Right, I answered before, neither, none.
No, okay. I just think that, based upon the testimony that we got yesterday, the testimony was clear that there were many, many instances where insurance companies are basically intentionally, it may be coverage, you may want to call it coverage, you may call it claims, whatever, holding back decisions and literally waiting for certain things to happen, and sadly, in some instances, death. And then, and the person is denied one way or the other. So he died, as the chairman said, here, different with an automobile, the person dies. And that's a sad, sad situation.